Hey guys, so I'm gonna try to make this pretty short. I'm gonna be showing these connections to my dad, which I've been doing, and I'm gonna be connecting him without a doubt. This is not conjecture. This is um, proof that he's connected to three very famous people, and they all have to do with Venus. And the reason why I'm making this video, I'm putting it out on July 3rd. So, so my dad, his birthday was January 19th, 59, 11959. So on the 3rd will be a span, and then the 4th alternate, I'll be 11959 days. So I'm gonna be the amount of days that he that matches his birth date on the 248th birthday of the United States, which is really interesting. So, but because of that, because of the occasion, that's why I'm making this video. So the first person I'm gonna connect him to, undoubtedly, is Abraham Lincoln. So it's gonna have to do with the date my dad died on 8/22/99. So my dad, he died 49073 days after Lincoln was shot. Okay, so Lincoln he was shot on the 14th, and he died officially on the 15th. So first we're going from the shooting, and yeah, so 49073 days to my dad's death, and 4973 is a 666 prime number. And the way that the date that he was shot, how that connects to Venus, is because of 414. See right here, Venus, visual magnitude 4.14. And now moving on. So my dad's the day he was born, 11959. So something that I noticed that was really interesting about the day that he turned 11959 days, and this was like 10 days after I was born. So the day that my dad turned, the amount of days that matched his birth date, if you go from Lincoln, when he actually died, to that day that my dad turned 11959 days, 6600 weeks and 6 days, 666 again. It's unbelievable. It's I'm just gonna try to avoid the banter and just get through this, but like there's that just for both of those, with my dad's birth and death having to do with him, it's astronomical. It's I want to see something crazier than this. I want to, like it's just crazy that some of the craziest pieces of information that I've ever found have to do with my dad, in all the events going on in the world, in history. Like my dad. And now we're going to be connecting both of us to him. Like I said, so you're gonna be watching this on the 3rd when it's gonna be posted, and this is my birth, so it's a span of 11959 days after my birth. So okay, yeah, it's fine. So when you go from his death, and I mean, you guys should know why he is so similar to Abraham Lincoln. Like, it's like, I shouldn't have to explain it, but so from his death to the day that it's a span of 11959 days after my birth, is 60 years, 6 months, and 6 weeks. 60 years, 6 months, and 6 weeks after his death lands on today. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, now that's 3 connections. And so, like I told you that the 3rd is a span of 11959 days after my birth, and then the 4th I'll actually turn 11959 days tomorrow, July 4th. So watch this. So I've been using this calculator a lot for stuff like this, what I'm about to show. But so the 4th, again, when I turn 11959 days, and then you're going from JFK's death to July 4th, it's 6066% of a common year. Like, look how small that decimal is. So if you're watching this on the 3rd, tomorrow, the 4th, is 6066% of a common year. Look at that. Is that not absolutely insane that 60 years, 6 months, 6 weeks after JFK's death, I happen to be the amount of days that matches my dad's birth date, and it's 6,066% of a common year. That's and come on, guys, like, what do I do? See, look, so July 4th, just to show you. So from my birth to July 4th, see, 11959 days. Now let's look at how JFK is connected to Venus. So he was the 35th president, and the magic square of Venus, which I've been showing, it's a 7x7 grid, all the numbers between 1 and 49 consecutively, and all the numbers, when you add 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way to 49, it equals 1225. And that's the 35th square. And JFK was the 35th president. So that's how he's tied to Venus. probably in other ways, but that's all I'm showing right now. Okay, so this is huge, guys, and I don't think any I didn't I'm pretty sure this is the first time that it's getting put out there. That today and tomorrow is 60 years, 6 months, 6 weeks after his death, and 6,066% of a common year. Lines up perfectly. Now we're gonna look at. I was curious to see what day I turned the days that match my birth date. Because as you can see, this is 10/7/91. So I turned 10/7/91 days on April 22nd, 2021. And that's really interesting because when you go from his death to the day that I turned 10/7/91 days, matches my birth date, is exactly 2,996 weeks. And that is the total amount of deaths on 9/11. So it's exactly. So I don't know how, like, that, how to explain that. How do you explain that? Like, both of those things with him. And I mean, that ties into Venus, because remember all the stuff with Venus. The rose of Venus is created by the 13:8 Venus to Earth ratio, and Venus was at 138 degrees of the ecliptic on 9/11. And lastly, gonna connect the United States. Just wait for it. The United States, him, Kobe Bryant, and my dad. And I'm gonna show you how. So, again, my dad, he died on 8/22/99, and I found the day that the United States turned 8/22/99 days, which is November 1st, 2001. Very shortly after 9/11, by the way. But now, going from this date to Kobe's death, yeah, it's fine. So from the day that the United States turned 8/22/99 days to Kobe's death, 6,660 days. Another connection. And this connects all three of them this time. And the country, the United freaking States. And of course, he is one of the biggest, most famous deaths as well. And the way that he ties to Venus is because of his 81-point game. That was his career high, 81 points. And Venus equals 81. So I think that's the last slide. That's the last slide. Okay, so hopefully oh man, I want this to. This isn't even the. I all things like this I've been finding like countless things like this regarding my dad and me too. But like this has changed my perspective about this whole thing. Um, like I'm I was really like under the impression for a while, like no, like he didn't really die. Um, because I found all these crazy connections, but now I'm at the point where I'm thinking like he totally could have, and it could have just been all God's design, just the way that he died, and he's connected. I've never seen any crazier connections. I haven't. I'm sorry, like I haven't, and they have to do with my dad. Of all the people in the world, my dad has. I've never seen anything crazier. I'm sorry, and then I don't think it's just because it's my dad that I'm saying that like as a bias. Like I I've seen a lot of crazy things, and yeah, I'm just at a loss for words, and I'm gonna end the video. I'm not gonna ramble too much, but I hopefully I got my point across, and I'm not gonna stop. Like um, I'm not gonna hold back. I'm not gonna hold back. I'm gonna keep going hard and showing all of. I'm like jeopardizing like I'm jeopardizing the crowd appeal for like to show the true like heavy craziness, because um this stuff is crazier than just like the regular decodes I could be decoding right now. And I'm not gonna settle. I'm not gonna settle. Like um so whoever's gonna the few that are gonna follow along the ride, um you know this is for you guys. um I know it's not meant to reach a lot of people, and that's fine. And that's where my heart's at right now. And I think that's why, like, when I find these things, I'm like, I know that I have to share it. Like, I know that this is why God is putting me on this path in the first place, because I'm supposed to be sharing these things. So hopefully I can just like become a lot more mature with all this, because I know I'm way more dramatic than the more the veterans of this game, like the people that I consider my mentors. Like, they're way more like mature than I am with all this kind of stuff, and it's just I'm handling it the best that I possibly can right now. So hope you guys can bear with me, but hope you guys also know that I'm okay. I am. It's just I'm just like so amazed that it's like it's hard to contain it. So well, that's it. So hopefully you guys like this video. Take care. God bless. Bye.